Oh, what's going on YouTube is Donnie B all day, the dbad. All right, so here's the deal, guys. You remember recently, just probably the last video I think it was, I made this guy out of a Timberwolf. Was something. And so I called it my Wolf Pup because it came from the Timberwolf. And then somebody said, oh, it should be your Eye of the Tiger because it's got a bunch of little eye holes and it looks like a tiger. Or it could just be Nemo, I don't care. But I called it the Wolf Pup, so that's what I'm going to roll with right now. This little guy right here used to be a Crocodile Dundee style buoy, right? But if you watch the video, if you haven't seen the video, if you're new to the channel, if you're just seeing this, what happened was the blade was about this long, and from this point to about here was a little tiny stick tang, and then after that the entire thing was a rat. Just the whole thing was being held on by a little rat. When I tested the knife originally, I tested the big one, and I found out that that little rat was super uncomfortable. So this is what's going to happen. I cut it all up, cut off that ugly tang, cut off the stick, did that, and I took some synthetic material, did that, then I decorated the spine a little bit, so I gave it a little bit of something. You'll notice there's a big hump right here and not right here. It's very small right here. It's a finger groove, but I'm left-handed, so I made it for me so it fits my finger groove. With my thumb, when I press up, my thumb goes on top of the shelf right here. I rounded the shelf down for comfort for my thumb. So when I'm doing tight work, if I'm doing some kind of whittling, it's going to fit. Otherwise, I would just hold it back here and all would be la-dee freaking da. This part right here, I don't have a ricasso because this provides a finger stop. So right there I'm good, and I am off of, as you can see, the edge end. So I already went over all that. So we're not going to talk about this thing. We're not going to talk about the building like that. Today it's going to be how does it work as a smaller knife. We're looking at 10 3/4 with a 6.5 inch blade, and a thickness of 1/8. So it is Damascus. I know it's hardened because you can't drill through this crap. It is a very hard blade, but let's see how it works now. I've already used it a couple times, so the edge probably needs some honing, but I'm going to see from this point on how it's been holding up, and give it a good test that way. So far I really like it. I made it for me. It's made to fit my hands only, right? Even though this I made a little bit shallow, so my finger kind of sits on it, so I could have done a better job of pulling this back a little bit. But what I did is I used the 1-inch belt grinder, and so I figured, oh, 1 inch should be good. But my hands are huge, so my finger is bigger than 1 inch going this way, and so it kind of, left me a little bit of hang there. But for me, it's still good. And I could do some more touches on this thing. I did a quick, just a quick once over, so I might shape it up just a little bit more. But as far as what happens when you get a big knife that's cheap from a cheap maker, a big budget knife, turns out that you find out it's a crappy rat tail. Can you knock it down and make it a better knife? That's today. Let's go do it. Looks like we're about to have some rain today, so I figure why not get out here and get this little project done, right? So let's get out to the stump and see how she goes. Now, I didn't sharpen it, so I know it's not shave sharp, so I can drag it across my skin, and all I'm going to do is just create dander. I'm not cutting any hairs. Let's see. But it's not cutting any hairs. After usage for a few times on the old Timberwolf, can I still cut the nylon rope? And the answer to that is yes. It took a little bit of work, but I can cut it. But here's the thing, we already know because I did this before when it was full size and it cut. So we know it can do that. The thing is, how much comfort do I have And I mean, obviously it's going to hold up. Now it's true full tang, but the comfort level is really good. Holding on to this and having this much blade in front of me really works. I mean, it really works as a camp knife as it's supposed to be, right? So let's take this guy, we'll dig that down in there, and we will catch some edge here. Whoop. We will catch some edge. It really needs to be sharpened, but once you get going, it really doesn't matter, because it's just gonna work. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. And as you can see, it works. And again, in this size right here, that is going to be an all day, any day type operation. I need to make some long sweeping curls, no problem. The knife just now, it works more as a bushcrafter than a big Bowie knife. So just excellent in my opinion. I just like the I like the feel, I like the shape, I like the size, everything about it. It just works for me. So let's see here. Let's see here. Chop, 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 chop. And holding it low at the little swell I made here gives me some nice, easy chopping abilities. And that's kind of important. That's kind of important when you're talking about a camp knife, an overall bushcrafter. That there is a is one of those needs to be type things, you know, and it's doing everything I want it to do. So that, my friends, is good. Now remember, this isn't something you're going to go buy at the store, but if you go ahead and buy yourself a big fat budget knife and you find out that that big fat budget knife has got a little tiny skinny rat tail, and you say, well, that was a waste of money. Well, guess what? It might not have been a waste of money. Take your rat tail and cut it. And now you have what turned out to be a very, very affordable, you know, it's between 30 and 50 bucks for this giant Bowie, right? I cut it up for 30 to 50 bucks. Now I have a very comparable, very cool looking Damascus camp knife, right? I mean, it doesn't get much better than that as far as, here you go, you know what I mean? It's just as easy as it comes, right? And so far, I mean, I like it. I like it. I like it. Let's see if we can get a little bit better of a chop. All right, we'll take it over here and we'll find something worth swatting at, and we'll swat it. So let's venture onward. Venture onward. Let's see here. Let's see here. Got all these low hangers that need to be trimmed. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let's try this bigger guy right here. There we go. Easy money. So all in all, if you need to cut up some wood and shrink some wood down, and you need to know if you can make yourself a chopper out of a big, very cheaply made Bowie tang, well, I'm showing you right now that absolutely you can, because the thing is chopping pretty good, all right? Pretty good indeed. So let's get through here, and we are beavering the hell out of this thing, and you can see it's chunking it up pretty darn good. The thing is a little oddly shaped. There we go. My hands are all, look at that. Look at this. That looks like a oh man, like a 1970s masturbation scene with syrup on her hands. All right, so man, the little Wolf Pup works. It's almost everything you'd need in a little camp blade. And I say almost because obviously it's just a little homemade, you know, redesign, and anything could always be better. But for what it is, this thing works. So here's the deal. If you have old buoys sitting around that you planned on throwing in the trash because you broke your tang or it loosened up and you just don't like it anymore, it's not garbage. It's not garbage. And if you still believe it's garbage, send it to me and I'll turn your garbage into something cool, and then you will say, damn it, I wish I didn't throw that away now. But honestly, guys, if you have a blade sitting around that you just don't like because maybe it just had a loose ricasso and you said, oh, it's cheap because it's starting to rattle real quick. Maybe you bent the tang. Maybe it's just a rat tail and you snapped it in half. Anything like that. If you want to get rid of them, send them to me. We'll do this and we'll make videos. If not, if you have, you know, an inkling of ability to work a little cutter, a little hand cutter, this is what you can do. This is what you can do. Oh, I hit that thing flat. How'd that JB weld hold up? Woo, pretty good. There we go. There we go. And it's a better thrower from how it came originally. No loosening on the scales. That's all just held on by JB Weld right there. So I think what I'll do is I'll tune up the handle, and I have a guy that wants to check it out. So I'll mail it out to him, let him play with it for a little while, and then he can send it back, and this will go into my camp rotation as my my secondary blade, right? So not too bad, guys. Not too bad. You get a crappy knife and you can turn it into a less than crappy knife, and it literally, it takes no time, right? It takes no time to do it. You guys watched the video, you saw what I did, and if you didn't watch the video, see what I did. You know, it just goes like that. But this guy right here, it works. And look at the pattern. Look at this. It's a pretty Damascus knife right there. So I have to say that I enjoyed doing it, and I'm going to continue to enjoy using it. It's a good little knife. So I am Donnie B all day, and this is my hand grenade golf shirt. Boom. All right, so that's my Wolf Pup. I'm Donnie B all day. Until next knife. Woo!